Kiss Me Goodbye, 1982, is a romantic comedy fantasy film released by 20th Century Fox, directed by Robert Mulligan and starring Sally Field, James Caan, and Jeff Bridges. It's a loose remake of the 1978 Brazilian film Dona Flor and Her Two Husbands, based on Jorge Amado's novel of the same name. The film blends ghostly charm with romantic entanglements and features a unique triangle involving a woman, her late husband, and her new fiancé. Plot summary: Sally Field plays Kay Villano, a woman trying to move on with her life after the tragic death of her flamboyant Broadway choreographer husband, Jolly Villano, James Caan. She's finally ready to remarry and settle down with the mild-mannered Egyptologist Rupert, Jeff Bridges. But things take a turn when the ghost of her late husband appears, visible only to her, and refuses to let go. As Kay prepares for her wedding and new life, Jolly's spectral interference escalates from mischievous to chaotic, creating comedic complications. While Rupert grows increasingly confused and concerned by Kay's odd behavior, Kay finds herself emotionally torn between the predictable safety of Rupert and the passionate memory of Jolly. The story plays out as a gentle satire on love, loss, and letting go, with some vintage Broadway pizzazz, courtesy of Caan's ghostly dancing and antics. Production notes: filmed on location in New York City and surrounding areas. This was Robert Mulligan's final feature film. Sally Field was coming off major acclaim from Norma Ray, 1979, while Jeff Bridges was a rising star and James Caan was just coming out of his Godfather heyday. James Caan has since criticised the movie, calling it one of his least favourite performances and describing the shoot as a miserable experience, partly due to creative differences with director Mulligan. Reception: critical response mixed to negative. Critics praised the performances, particularly Sally Field's charm, but found the film tonally uneven and lacking the emotional depth or sensuality of the Brazilian source material. Box office: moderate performance. It wasn't a huge hit, but did modest business during the holiday season. Legacy: despite a strong cast, the film is often forgotten among early 1980s romantic comedies. It remains mostly a curiosity, especially due to its international origins and unusual blend of ghost comedy with mature romantic themes. Comparison to the original Kiss Me Goodbye takes a lighter, more sanitized approach compared to Dona Flor and Her Two Husbands, which embraced more overt sensuality, mysticism, and Brazilian cultural specificity. Where the original was earthy and lush, Kiss Me Goodbye is Americanized, polished, and far more restrained. Home media and availability: released on VHS and DVD but largely out of print today. Not widely available on streaming platforms as of 2025, though it occasionally surfaces on classic movie cable channels or via online rentals. Trivia: Claire Trevor, who plays Rupert's uptight mother, was an Oscar-winning actress known for her work in Key Largo, 1948. This film was part of a brief trend in the late 70s and early 80s of Americanizing foreign hits, Three Men and a Baby, The Toy, etc. The dance numbers, though minimal, were choreographed with a touch of old Hollywood flair, intended to evoke the spirit of the theatre world Jolly once ruled. Star James Caan's dislike for Kiss Me Goodbye was profound enough that it contributed to his stepping away from acting for several years. Worth watching? Kiss Me Goodbye is a charming oddity. While it doesn't fully capitalize on its ghostly romantic premise or the talents of its cast, it's a breezy watch if you're a fan of Sally Field or enjoy romantic comedies with a fantastical twist. Just don't expect the edge or emotional punch of its source material. Have you seen Kiss Me Goodbye? Leave your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to Movies of the 80s for more of the most beloved and forgotten movies of the 1980s.